The legal comedy drama Suits featured various intricately drawn characters, but the one who made the biggest impression on the show's audience down the years was almost certainly Harvey Specter. Harvey might not have been to everyone's liking, but his brash arrogance and determination to win at all costs grabbed our attention like no one else can. His outer shell of corporate bravado and misplaced machismo seemed virtually impenetrable for the first 4 seasons of the series, until a pivotal moment led to a Suits episode worthy of masterpiece status. At the end of season 4, Harvey's legal secretary, Donna Paulson, confessed that she's in love with him, and left her post. Because Harvey couldn't admit that he reciprocated Donna's feelings, a revelation which would have called their professional relationship into question and contradicted Harvey's image as a corporate playboy, Donna found herself unable to be around him. In response, Harvey continued to repress his own feelings for her, until he experienced a panic attack. As a result, the season 5 premiere served as one of Suits' most important episodes, because it saw Harvey take the crucial step of opening himself up to his feelings for the first time. Following this step, he changed forever as a character, becoming even more interesting than he had been in the early seasons of the series. Harvey Specter went to therapy for the first time in Suits season 5's premiere. Gabriel marked as Harvey Specter sitting in his office in Suits. In the Suits episode, Denial, Harvey Specter took the scarcely believable step of seeing a therapist for the first time. It simply didn't seem possible for Harvey to have the emotional strength to bear his vulnerabilities and work through his feelings in the first 4 seasons of the show. This episode at the start of its 5th season marked a sea change in the character's trajectory, however, as he began to work on himself, and behave differently towards those around him. Harvey's recognition that he needed help with his emotional and psychological well-being after a panic attack set this transformation in motion. Although he was reluctant to open up to his therapist at first, believing that his problems could be resolved with a medical prescription, just going to therapy in itself was the most important step he could have taken. Unfortunately, Harvey's treatment would later be undermined when he became romantically involved with his therapist, in one of Suits' worst storylines. Nevertheless, his first therapy session marked a turning point in the entire series. From that point on, we'd see a very different Harvey Specter from the insufferable Wall Street macho man we loved to hate in the first 4 seasons of Suits. Harvey working on himself changed the character forever. Harvey Specter crying in front of his father's grave in Suits. This moment in the season 5 premiere made us face up to a lot of harsh realities about Harvey Specter. Not only was he pompous and vain, but he was a serial liar who manipulated situations to benefit his own interests, and routinely betrayed his colleagues and clients. What's more, Harvey's treatment of women throughout the first half of Suits was downright deplorable. As much as his character's outrageous behavior and gross self-importance were a major source of comedy in the show, he was far from likable, and some of his antics made for especially uncomfortable viewing. The work on himself that Harvey undertook through therapy began to change how he treated others. It made him more emotionally aware, considerate of others' feelings, and able to express how he felt more often and more openly. These new aspects to his character allowed his relationship with Donna Paulson to blossom into the romance we hoped it would. In addition to how it changed Harvey's behavior in the show, therapy revealed things about his backstory that we could never have known about otherwise. Stories of childhood trauma that he shared with his therapy turned him into a far more sympathetic character, and reframed his behavior during the series in a whole new light. Harvey became a more interesting protagonist once he dropped his mask. Donna and Harvey in Suits season 8. Harvey's character development from the moment that he started doing therapy didn't just make him more likable. It also made him a more interesting protagonist at the heart of Suits. We got to see how complex and multifaceted he was as a character, beneath the facade of braggadocio and corporate sleaze. There were actually flaws to Harvey that ran much deeper than simply a toxic male work environment and an insatiable will to win. He was scarred by his past, as we all are, and acting out his own internal issues in a context which reinforced them. Most of Harvey Specter's best scenes in Suits came after the season 5 premiere, precisely because they reflected someone who'd come to terms with his past, and was more in touch with his emotions. Denial was the show's boldest episode, and its most daring storyline paid off for an iconic character who was desperately in need of extra depth.